Okay. You can read the translation. Anybody would like to read from 61 to 71?
I can read.
Sorry.
Yeah. Shriya Mataji, would you like to go? Yeah.
Okay. O you who give bliss to the gopis, Lord of Raj, you who have entered the forest for herding the cows. O Govinda, Damodar, Madhava, O my tongue, just drink this nectar. O Lord of my life, upholder of the universe, foe of Kaitaba, Vaikuntha, Narayana, holder of the Sudarshan Chakra, Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. O my tongue, just drink this nectar. O Lord Hari, enemy of Mura, Madhusudana, Sri Rama, dearmost of Sita, enemy of Ravana, Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. O tongue, now just drink this nectar. O best of the Yadus, O bearer of Govardhan hill, O lotus-eyed expert in giving happiness to the cows, the gopas and the gopis, Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. O tongue, please just drink this nectar. O uplifter of the earth's burdens in the guise of a cowherd boy, O lord of sportive pastimes in which Anant Shesha has become your brother, O Govinda, Damodar, Madhava, O my tongue, just drink this nectar. O enemy of Bhagi, Bakasur, Agasur, and Dhenuka, O Lord, who expertly smashed Keshi and Trinavarta, O tongue, just drink this nectar. Govinda, Damodar, Madhava, O Ramachandra, O life and soul of the beautiful daughter of Janak Maharaj, enemy of the night roving demons, O elder brother of Bharata, O my tongue, just drink this nectar. Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. O Lord Narayan, Anant, Hari, Narsimdev, remover of the afflictions of Prahlad, O merciful Lord, Govinda, Damodar, Madhava, O my tongue, simply drink this nectar. O Lord, who assumed the man-like form of Ram, who, by dint of your prowess, turned all other kings into your servants. O Govinda, Damodar, Madhava, O tongue, just drink this nectar. Shri Krishna, Govind, Hari, Murari, O Lord, Narayan, Vasudev, O tongue, please drink only this nectar. Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. Even though anyone is able to chant, still no one does. Alas, how determined people are for their own undoing. O tongue, just drink the nectar of these names. Govinda, Damodar, Madhava. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Shri Mataji. Yes. Yeah, yesterday, when we were here, I'm in Atlanta, and as well as Bhakti Anugrah Janardhan Swami Maharaj, was a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj. He's also the co-president of Vrindavan. He is here. So in the class yesterday, he was talking about this, how to surrender. First of all, what is surrender, how to surrender, and whom to surrender. Surrendering to Krishna. But the family that was hosting the program, they were very new family, and so they had a lot of questions about karma. And so when he was asking the Prabhu who was hosting the program, he was asking about that. And Maharaj was saying, like this is Atlanta, of course, is very much like Cincinnati Mason, right? Where all a lot of Indian community neighborhoods. But again, how many? There are like hundreds of families who live in that neighborhood, but hardly one family was probably there from that neighborhood, right? So that is the misfortune that while so many people are qualified candidates, everybody. Maharaj was saying Krishna is equal to everybody, right? Krishna is supplying to everybody, just like a teacher is equal to everybody, all the students in the class, right? But then there are certain serious students, sincere students who are working extra hard, right? And then for those students, the teachers will be extra, will give extra time, right? They'll give it extra attention to those students. Like he was saying, like in schools, we used to have those pet student, right? Like every teacher will have a pet student because the student is putting in sincere efforts to study hard and sincerely. So then the teacher also reciprocates. So similarly, Krishna is equal to everybody. He's supplying food, air, water, everything that we need to live in this world peacefully. He's supplying to everybody equally. But then he also reciprocates even more mercifully and more liberally with his devotees, because they are sincerely trying to follow Lord Krishna's instructions. So similarly, this last thing reminded me of that. That although anyone is able to chant, but still no one does. So again, hundreds of families are there in that sub community, but only one family came from the neighborhood. So yeah, Maharaj was giving that example that everything is available for free. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was given everything available for free. Srila Prabhupada came to give this, but it is just that we don't have the fortune. So that's why when we take out Jagannath Rath Yatra, it becomes important that the Lord comes out to give that mercy to everybody. So that's the Agyat Sukriti. And with that, hopefully, their good fortune will arise and someday they'll be able to take up the process of bhakti, because that is the only and only and only nectar, as Shri Bilvamal Thakur is telling his tongue to chant the nectar of these holy names. And just by chanting these holy names, we can perfect our lives. That's as simple as that. Really, really as simple as that. So Maharaj was saying surrendering to Krishna is more easy than trying to make plans in the material world. Because whatever plans you make, we don't know whether our plan is sanctioned by Krishna or not. So we may think this is our plan, but our plans may not be aligned with what Krishna wants for us. So always, so the topic is surrendering to Krishna. So when you surrender to Krishna, everything becomes so joyful and peaceful, because you don't have to uh, play to the pangs of your mind. Because when you surrender to Krishna, then Krishna will guide you from inside and through his devotees who will come in. When you come in association with the devotees, there will always be something that you are thinking of in your mind, and Krishna will try to answer that through his devotees. Okay, so let's continue from Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. Yesterday, we continue chapter 24 at New Jagannath Puri Dham. Prabhupada has engaged Shyam Sundar Prabhu in carving the deities from wood, 3 foot high deities of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra. And conversation was going on from the talk after the program. So let's continue here. I think I have to read from here anyway. Aarti Mata, would you like to read, since you're going to read the translation?
Sure, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Prabhupada paused.
Srila Prabhupada paused. The philosophical talk had been rigorous, lasting about 45 minutes. He wasn't tired. He could have gone on, but now he wanted to conduct the deity installation. Everything necessary for spiritual life was here: the temple, the devotees, the books, the deity prasadam. He wanted these young people to take advantage of it. Why should they remain living like animals and thinking of spiritual life as a vague grouping for something? Sorry. They should take advantage of Krishna's mercy and be successful and happy. And for this, Prabhupada was their tireless servant. Prabhupada. So, Hayagriva, come here. Prabhupada had the devotees arranged for a large candle on a plate. The ceremony he had planned would be a simple one, with devotees and guests one after another coming up and offering the flame in circles before the Jagannath deities. This should be lightened up. Srila Prabhupada said, when there is kirtana, one must be doing like this before the deity. Srila Prabhupada moved his hand around in a circle before the deity. You see? High grief. Yes, yes. Prabhupada, yes, with the kirtana. And then when one person is tired, he should hand it over to another person, devotee. When he's tired, he should give to another, as long as the kirtan will go on. This should be done with the kirtan just now. Do you follow? Yes. You begin, and when you are tired, you hand over to another. It will go on like that. Srila Prabhupada, from his seat, uh, guided Hayagriva in approaching the deity with the lit candle. Some of the girls tittered with nervous expectation. Before the deities, Srila Prabhupada said, all right, now better begin Kirtana. Prabhupada began playing kartals and singing the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to the popular melody he had introduced in America. Just in front, he called out, gesturing to Hayagriva to stand more directly before the deity. Devotees and guests began rising to their feet and dancing, arms raised, body swaying rhythmically back and forth. as they faced the bright personal forms of the deities and chanted. Colored light within the canopy began flashing intermittently, blue, red, and yellow, highlighting the extraordinary eyes of Lord Jagannath, Subhadra, and Balrama. Mukunda, who had arranged the light, smiled and looked to Swamiji, hoping for approval. Prabhupada nodded and continued forcefully singing Hare Krishna. The young hippies were enthusiastic in singing and dancing, knowing that the kirtana usually lasted an hour. Some had grasped Swamiji's word when he had spoke of fixing the mind on the personal form of the Supreme Lord, and they had understood when he had looked up at the deities and said, "Here is Krishna." Others hadn't followed, but thought that it was just great and blissful to sing Hare Krishna and look at the grinning, big eyed deities up on the altar amid the flowers and billowing incense. Prabhupada watched with pleasure as one person after another took a turn at offering the candle before Lord Jagannath. This was a simple procedure for installing the deity. Although in big temples in India, the installation of the deity was a complex, exact procedure requiring several days of continuous rituals directed by highly paid priests. In San Francisco, there was no Brahmana priest to pay, and many other standards would be impossible to maintain. For non Hindus, to handle Lord Jagannath and conduct his worship would be considered heresy by the caste conscious Brahmanas of India. Except for Prabhupada, none of the person present would have been allowed even to enter the temple at Jagannath Puri. The white man, the Westerner, was or not allowed to see Lord Jagannath except once a year as he rode in his car during the Rath Yatra festival. But these restrictions were social customs, not the scriptural injunctions. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had introduced deity worship and initiation for anyone, regardless of caste, race, or nationality. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati's father, had longed for the day when the people of West would mingle with their Indian brothers and chant Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada had come to the West to fulfill the desires and the vision of his spiritual master and of Bhakti Vinod Thakur by creating Vaishnavas among the Westerners. Now, if the Westerners were to become actual devotees, they would have to be given the deity worship. Otherwise, it would be more difficult for them to become purified. Srila Prabhupada was confident in his spiritual master's directions and in the scriptures. He had faith that Lord Jagannath was especially merciful to the fallen. He prayed that the Lord of the universe would not be offended by his reception at New Jagannath Puri. When the Kirtana ended, Prabhupada asked Haridas to bring him the candle. Prabhupada passed his hands across the flame and touched them to his forehead. Yes, he said, show everyone, each and everyone, whatever they can contribute. Here, take it like this and show everyone. He indicated that Haridas should present the candle before each person in the room so that all present could touch their hand to the flame as he had shown and then touch their foreheads. As Haridas went from person to person, a few devotees dropped some coins on the plate and other followed. Srila Prabhupada explained further. The Bhagavatam has recommended hearing, chanting, thinking, and worshipping. This process, which we just now introduced on the advent of Jagannath Swami, means that now this temple is now completely fixed. So, this is the worshipping process. This is called Arti. So, at the end of Kirtanam, this Arti will go on, and the worshipping process is to take the heat of the light, and whatever your condition is, pay something for the worship. So, this simple process, if you follow, you just see how you realize the absolute truth. Another thing I request you, all the devotees, when you come to the temple, you bring one fruit and one flower. If you can bring if you can bring more fruit, more flower, it is very good. If not, it is not very expensive to bring one fruit and one flower and offer it to the deity. So I will request you, when you come to the temple, you bring this, whatever fruit it may be. It does not mean that you have to bring very costly fruit, any fruit, whatever you can afford. One fruit and one flower. He paused, looking around the room. Yes, you can distribute prashadam. The guests sat in the row on the floor. On sorry, the guests sat in rows on the floor, and the devotees began serving prashadam, offering the first plate to Prabhupada. The food preparation were those Prabhupada had personally taught the devotees in his kitchen. Samosas, halwa, puri, rice, several cooked vegetables, fruit chutney, sweets, all the Sunday specials. The guests loved the prasadam and ate as much as they could get, while the devotees, especially the expert women, served more and more prasadam. The guests relaxed and enjoyed an evening of feasting and convivial conversation. After Prabhupada tasted all the preparation, he looked up with raised eyebrow. Very nice preparation. All glories to the cookers. A few minutes later, as the feasting continued, Srila Prabhupada spoke into the microphone, Jagannath Swami Nayan Patdami Bhavatu Me. Howard repeats this. Haygreva swallowed, cleared his throat, and spoke up. Jagannath Swami Nayan Patdami Bhavatu Me. Prabhupada, yes, this should be chanted. Jagannath Swami Nayan Patdami Bhavatu Me. A boy asked what it meant. Hagrid replied, oh, Lord of the universe, please be present before me. When Prabhupada noticed an older, respectably dressed man leaving the room without receiving a feast plate, Prabhupada became concerned. Oh, why is he going away? Ask him to come. A boy ran after him, opening the temple door and calling, Please don't leave, Swamiji requests. As the man re-entered the storefront, Prabhupada requested, please take prasadam. And turning to the servers, he instructed, Give him first. And so the feasting continued beneath the altar of Lord Jagannath and under the auspices of his servant Srila Prabhupada. The next day, acting on a whim, the devotees took the Jagannath deity off the altar and carried him to the Golden Gate Park for the kirtan. Within minutes, hundreds gathered in the meadow below Hippie Hill, dancing and chanting around Lord Jagannath. After several hours, devotees returned him to the altar. Prabhupada disapproved. The deities should never leave the temple. The deities don't go out to see the people except on special occasions. They are not for parks for birds to drop stool on. If you want to see the deities, you have to visit them. Lord Jagannath's presence quickly beautified the temple. Devotees made garlands for him daily. Jadurani's painting of Lord Vishnu arrived from New York, and Govindasi had painted a large portrait of Srila Prabhupada, which now hung beside his seat. Devotees also put Indian prints of Krishna on the walls. The lights flashing upon Lord Jagannath made his eyes seem to pulsate and his colors move and jump, and he became a special attraction in the psychedelic neighborhood of Ashwari. As Prabhupada had requested, devotees and guests began bringing offerings before the altar of Lord Jagannath. Hippies would come by and leave whatever they could, a stalk of wheat, half a loaf of bread, a box of saltines, a piece of fudge, or candles, flowers, or fruits. Hearing that before using something for yourself, you should first offer it to God. Some hippies began bringing their new clothes and offering them with a prayer to Lord Jagannath before wearing them. Wow. These hippies didn't follow Lord Jagannath's instruction, but they wanted his blessings. Each night, the devotees performed the Aarti ceremony just as Prabhupada had taught them, taking turns offering a candle before Lord Jagannath. When the devotees asked whether they could add anything to the ceremony, Prabhupada said yes, they could also offer incense. He said there were many more details of deity worship, numerous enough to keep the deities busy 24 hours a day. But if he were to tell them everything at once, they would faint.
Okay, I think we'll pause here, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We don't want to faint right now. Yes, anything you would like to share from today's reading? Anything that you liked?
More and more, we are reading about Lord Jagannath and Subhadra Mata and Lord Baldev. More and more, I want to attend the Jagannath Rath Yatra. So yeah, maybe uh, this month I'm going to visit Minneapolis to my brother's home, and the ISKCON temple there. They are going to do Rath Yatra, so maybe I will join there. So yeah, like here Prabhupada is teaching everything to devotees, to his disciples.
Mm.
Sorry, from A to Z, like from worshipping deities, from offering, from cooking prasadam and everything. Like hippies, they are not only offering prasadam, they are even offering the um, clothes. Like they they bought new clothes, and they are offering it to Lord before wearing it. So yeah, this is really amazing. Like mm, from the life of being intoxicated and smoking marijuana, they are now mm, completely converted to devotees. This is only Prabhupada's mercy. I wish I too can serve Lord Krishna and Prabhupada in every, like, in all the way possible for me. So yeah, Prabhuji, thank you for reading. I missed reading yesterday. So thank you for joining and giving me chance to read today.
Thank you, thank you. All everything that we are doing, and nice reflections and realize everything. Even one word that you utter, glorifying the deities, glorifying a pure devotee of the Lord, like Srila Prabhupada. That gives us unlimited spiritual credits, right? So yeah, just like we utter one name of the Lord, glorifications of Vaishnavas is very, 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 very uplifting and very spiritually advancing. So our own bhakti. Um, say Maharaj also saying, like, when we there's a gradual process. Bhakti is a gradual process, like Prabhupada is teaching them here, right? Slowly, step by step, because he's saying if you teach everything, it may be too overwhelming at once. But at least he's teaching them how to offer arati, how to bring at least one fruit, one flower, right? And also taking the time to, like, he has been teaching them cooking. Now we see the fruits, the results of that, right? They are cooking by themselves. And Prabhupada is also glorifying. See, that is the mood of a pure Vaishnava. Like, he is like, unlike in this world, our bosses, they may just be looking for results. Hey, I asked you to get this done. Is it done? This is the deadline, right? That is what's the manager in this world, right? Um, true servant leader, like Dasanudas as a Vaishnava is, he is glorifying even his young disciples who prepared such nice prasadam, and he's saying all glories to the devotees who cooked, right? so so that should be the mood of a Vaishnava, with humility. Um, we should be able to offer our gratitude to all, not only Vaishnavas, even non-Vaishnavas. Like, I think yesterday somebody asked that question: how do we grateful to non-Vaishnavas? And Maharaj was saying, well, even a trash picker who comes to pick up your trash, you should be grateful. You should not look upon them. They just because we have white collar job and they are having dirty jobs, dirty clothes, dirty hands, doesn't mean we should look up. If they don't come, we will have trash on our yard, or on our driveway, and sitting there, and maybe get infected with all those bacteria and germs, right? But so we should be grateful, thankful, because there also anybody that comes in our life is sent by Krishna, so we can take lessons and we can learn from others, in any situation. So yeah, so that's what like Srila Prabhupada's mode here is. He's trying to glorify his disciples. You said so, and yeah, we are really really fortunate. Like I said, not everybody is fortunate in this world, to be able to even sit and chant peacefully while so many problems are going on in the world. And for devotees, even though there are problems, they have surrendered to the Lord. So they know that whatever Krishna is doing is for their own benefit and for their well being ultimately. We just don't understand the plan sometime of the Lord, but the Lord is always there to guide us, and He's always kind of orchestrating the path for us. Sometimes we have to just suffer, and we may have to suffer maybe in hell for many many lifetimes, but that suffering is minimized to such minor extent. And even a devotee, again, like since we are practicing this, Prabhupada is telling them, yeah, you should always be chanting. When we keep doing that practice, then no matter what, at any time, the Lord is always there with us. So even if we have to pass from this body, untimely death, still, when we are uttering the names of holy names of the Lord, we're guaranteed to go back, or like Srila Prabhupada says, at least the next human form of life is guaranteed in a devotee's family. So that way we can continue from where we left off and continue our progress. But yeah, the progress can be gradual, and then sometimes we can also speeden it up by intensifying our devotional mood and bhava. So if we intensify our sadhana, our bhakti, then the Lord also will intensify His reciprocation towards us. So yeah, it's possible. Everything again, like many times, like in the recent few days, I had many lectures, classes where Maharajas are talking about how we can actually go back. I mean, that should be our goal, not just, yeah, we are doing bhakti, that's good, but the goal should be to just finish up the business here and then go back in this lifetime itself. So we should strive to do that. It is very much possible. It's just our desire. When we have a strong desire, then the Lord will orchestrate, and He will put us in situations where we'll be able to intensify our bhakti. Thank you, Aarti Mataji. Anybody else would
Thank
like
you,
to share
Prabhuji.
anything?
Thank you.
Hmm.
Prabhuji, just a
Yeah.
question. And these are the same deities which Malti Mataji brought for Prabhupada from store, and then they went back for uh, Baldev and Mata Subhadra. These are the same
Those
deities?
were those were the small. I think they were like 3 inches. They said so, only like this much. And then these ones that these ones have been carved, like really carved out of the wood by Shyama Sundar Prabhu, Malati Mataji's husband. So he was a sculptor. So he made 3 foot high deities. So
Oh,
those were the ones that were installed in the temple. Yeah.
okay, okay. I think I missed one class, and that's why I was confused that with those small deities, how they did Rath Yatra. Thank you for
Mm,
clearing that out, Prabhuji.
no, thank you. And yesterday we had a very nice deity installation here also in
Yes,
Atlanta.
I was about to say that we are also going to get deities by
Yeah.
Prabhupada's and Lord Krishna's mercy. They are
Yes.
coming to Louisville, and we will have big event on August 2nd. So yeah, so I can relate same thing that Prabhupada ji installed the deities in temple, and our deities
Mm.
are also coming.
Yeah, they're very, very beautiful, and Louisville is blessed. They're very beautiful deities of Shishigao Nitai. Maharaj named them Shishi Dayal Nitai Gaur Nataraj Ki Jai. So they are like in
So,
ecstatic dancing pose, just like in Cincinnati. We recently had another deity installation with another devotee family, Manas Prabhu and Niti Mataji. They also, Chandramoli Maharaj named them Shri Gaur Nataraj. So here also there's Dayal Nitai Gaur Nataraj. And yeah, very nice celebration we had yesterday. Um, and lots of devotees were there for the occasion. We had yagya, and yeah, some devotees were sharing already in the night, like when they prayed some things to the Lord, both spiritually and materially. Like one Mataji, she was saying she has been trying to go for book distribution, but she's been having some hurdles recently. She just prayed to the deities in the morning when we had the yagya, and by evening her problems were solved, and she was able to go on book distribution, and on also some material problems they had been going through in their personal life, and somehow even some of those were addressed yesterday. So she was saying, see how merciful Gaur Nitai are, and yeah, they are the most merciful Lord in this day and age. So yeah, and they will be blessed with their arrival. I think they're
Right.
leaving today. So today they'll be leaving. We are morning, I think around lunchtime. Kulapati Prabhu, Madhav Prabhu was saying. So yeah, you will have probably their darshan later in the evening today or tomorrow.
Yeah. And Prabhuji, there was like we read
Mm.
in one of the paragraph that it is not written in any scripture that whites or any race or particular person could not enter the temple. Then why in Jagannath Puri they restrict the whites or the foreigners? I mean, it is not
Yeah.
written. Still, they are following something which is not written in the scriptures.
Yeah, I have not read about whether it is written or not, but of course, Srila Prabhupada himself wanted his person, like when he went to India, he took his disciples in the 1970, early 1971, 72, I think, and he wanted to take them to the temple. Yeah, they didn't allow. So that's why Prabhupada was little upset, and he didn't like that. They're not allowing, because that's the caste Brahmana mentality in India, right? That if you're born in the Brahmana family, then you're a Brahman, but if not, then you're not, right? So, but that is by birth, but that is not the true understanding of what a Brahman or what a Vaishnava is. Right? It is really by the quality of your work, how you act. That is what makes you a Brahman. So yeah, so that mood and that attitude is there in the temples in India. So that's why they don't allow anybody who's not an Indian or not a born Brahmana. But yeah, Prabhupada didn't approve of that. So, and that's why Prabhupada finally he started Rath Yatra in all the cities here in US, and not just US, in all countries around the world now. Because of his mercy, there are like more than 200 Rath Yatras every year in ISKCON. Um, Yeah, the timing I think is certainly there. Like Prabhupada was saying today in the reading, like he disapproved of taking the deities just like that outside of the park. There should be a specific protocol of when and how we take the deities out, right? So like Jagannath Rath Yatra, there is a specific time period like this time, and when they're taken out in procession. Of course, we have to take them out on the rath, right? Not just like, I think today they just carried them like in their hands, the deities, just like that in the park. So that is not the standard, and that's not how we should be doing. So that's how Prabhupada corrected his disciples. Um, and in India, they're trying to do, I think ISKCON had that, between ISKCON and Jagannath Puri temple, there was some discussion about when to take out Jagannath Rath Yatra, because ISKCON kind of does it across few months, right, around the year, around the world. So, but I think in India, they have all they will be doing it in the same time process when they do the Jagannath Rath Yatra in Puri. But of course, in outside India, it is not easy given the given the weather conditions and everything. So different parts of the world they do it in different time zones. Um, but yeah, still there is a protocol of how to take out the deities on the rath, and how to offer how to offer the how to offer worship and paraphernalia to the Lord. So yeah, Prabhupada has given us everything. We just have to follow them, follow the instructions. Thank you, Mataji. All right, I think it's for tea, so we'll stop here for today. Thank you for your
Okay.
association. Yes, Shriya Mataji.
Yeah,
Say
I
something.
just wanted to share, I may be wrong, but I think I heard in Nitai Sevani Mataji's class that the Jagannath Puri, Pandas, they are very protective of their Jagannath, because
Mm.
of, the Muslim invasions in like other temples. So now they are like so afraid that if any foreigner comes in, it might
Mm.
be, um, like it might be an harm to the temple. So that's why they don't allow. That's what I heard in her lecture. So maybe
Mm.
in another perspective to, why they don't allow
Yeah.
them.
Yes,
Yeah,
Mataji, they
because in the
used to
few. Yeah,
hide
yeah.
Jagannath. Like when Muslims tried to attack Puri temple, the Pandas
Mm.
tried to hide Jagannath in different places. So now they get scared, and after that, they don't allow any outsider into the temple.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, the Mughals as well as the Britishers, when they came, the Britishers also wanted to stop the worship, and yeah, that was there. Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Shri Mataji. Thank you, Pragyan
Yes.
Mataji.
And one more thing,
Okay.
Prabhuji, I want to share. Don't want to take
Yeah.
much time, but this thing, this line when they say that the hippies bringing their new clothes and offering them the prayer to Lord Jagannath. That's so sweet. Like they didn't um think about anything else, so they just got the clothes and everything, and that just reminded me of my childhood. When I used to bring something new, my mom always used to tell me, just offer it to the Lord, or just tell him and show him, with love, that see, I got this. And still she does. I have a Laddu Gopal, and she always, whatever she brings up till now, she will be showing it to the Gopal and just talk to him, that, hey, I got this. So, yeah, that just reminded me. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes, that is really the true love, right? I mean, like we don't have to. Of course, we start with a level of awe and reference to the reverence to the Lord, but really we have to develop that loving relationship with our deities. We should have conversations with the deities. Just like a small child, 5 year old Raghunandan Das. How he offered with love. He said when his father was going out, "Oh, Gopal, you have to eat this. My father told me that I have to make you eat. Why are you not eating?" And the Lord was so touched by his love and devotion. He actually came out and he started eating. And then when his father came, Mukunda came, and he said, "Where is the Mahaprasadam?" He said, "What Mahaprasadam?" Lord Gopal ate everything, right? So yeah, Lord reciprocates. The only thing that he is looking for is our love and devotion. So yeah, we should always try to offer everything. We should talk to the Lord just like we talk to our family member, and then you'll see that He is also reciprocating to us just as a family member does. Yeah, thank you, Mataji, for sharing that. Continue to offer your anything that we bring new to the Lord before we partake of that as a prasad. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will also tell my kids to do the same. Till now, Krishna, whenever he gets hurt, my elder one, he goes straight to Lord Krishna and show him that I got hurt here, here, here. Please help me recover. So yeah, I will tell him to whatever new he brings from market, show it to and offer it to Lord Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing, Mataji.
Yes, thank you.
Wonderful. Very nice. All right. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णवृंद की जय जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद लीलामृत की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरे कृष्णा
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.